Every night felt exactly the same. Tired body, but an even more tired mind. Hours disappeared inside endless scrolling, but deep down, he knew he was escaping something. He watched motivational videos every day, yet nothing in his own life actually changed. Watching others succeed slowly became painful because he knew he was capable of more. So many plans were started, but almost none of them were finished. The worst part wasn't failure, it was feeling completely lost inside his own mind. Every time he looked at himself, disappointment stared back at him. He wanted to focus, but modern life kept pulling his attention away. And one night, sitting alone in silence, he realized something terrifying. If nothing changed soon, his entire life would stay exactly like this forever. Every morning started with stress. Not because life was hard, but because his mind was exhausted. He moved through each day like a machine, busy on the outside, empty on the inside. Even simple tasks felt heavy now. His motivation disappeared faster every single day. Social media made everything worse. Everyone else looked successful while he felt stuck. Slowly, pressure started crushing him from the inside. He smiled around people sometimes, but deep down he felt completely alone. He still wrote goals in his notebook, but a voice inside kept whispering, "You will fail again." His biggest battle wasn't with the world. It was with his own thoughts. Then he looked at an old dream he once believed in, and suddenly, he missed the person he used to be. For the first time in a long time, he stopped blaming the world and started questioning himself. That night, he finally sat in silence. No distractions, no excuses, and for the first time he realized modern life was stealing his attention every single day. Notifications, entertainment, endless scrolling. His mind never had a moment to breathe. Then he understood something powerful. Every day he was choosing comfort over growth. Comfort felt safe in the moment, but slowly it was destroying his future. And time never stopped moving, even while he kept waiting to feel motivated. That realization hurt deeply because he knew he had wasted years already. But somewhere inside him, the old version of himself was still alive. So, instead of waiting for motivation, he made a simple decision. Just take one small step forward, even if nobody else noticed it yet. The next morning felt different, not magical, just intentional. He started with something simple, cleaning the small chaos around him. Then he removed the biggest distraction in his life, even if only for a little while. Instead of chasing huge goals, he focused on tiny daily wins. Slowly, his energy started changing. Not because life became easier, but because he was moving again. For the first time in years, his mind finally felt a little quieter, and every completed task gave him something important. Proof that he could still trust himself. Nothing around him had changed yet, but inside, he was becoming stronger. That's when he noticed something surprising. Confidence doesn't appear first, action does. And little by little, he started becoming the person he once dreamed about. Days started turning into weeks, and for once, he stayed consistent. The distractions never disappeared completely, but he stopped letting them control him. Of course, he still failed sometimes. Some days were messy and frustrating, but this time was different. He didn't quit after one bad day. People still doubted him, but he finally stopped listening to every opinion. Because real growth is boring sometimes, it's repetition, discipline, and patience. There were nights when he felt exhausted again, but now he kept moving anyway. And slowly, tiny improvements started appearing everywhere. His confidence wasn't fake anymore. It came from keeping promises to himself. For the first time in years, the future didn't feel hopeless anymore. One day, he finally understood something important. Change never happens all at once. Most people stay distracted their entire lives, not because they are weak, but because nobody teaches them how to focus. But once you control your attention, you slowly take control of your life. If he could speak to his old self now, he would say, start small, but start today. Because the biggest prison isn't failure, it's fear, comfort, and endless overthinking. Growth is slow, sometimes painfully slow, but every difficult step builds a stronger version of you. And one day you look at yourself differently, not with shame, but with pride. The old version of him didn't disappear overnight. He simply stopped feeding it every day. And that's how real transformation begins. One small decision, repeated consistently. Peace didn't come from having a perfect life. It came from finally controlling his mind. The world around him stayed loud and distracting, but now he knew where to focus. Sometimes his story even started helping other people change too, because small habits create massive transformation over time. Most people search for motivation, but discipline is what truly changes lives. Day after day, he kept building trust with himself. Slowly, the painful past lost its power over him. Now he worked quietly without needing validation from anyone else. The future once felt terrifying. Now it finally felt full of possibility. Modern life can destroy your focus, your confidence, and your dreams. But if you take back control, everything can change. Later, his life looked completely different. Not because he became perfect, but because he became consistent. The same distractions still existed, but now his mind was stronger than them. And strangely enough, his growth started inspiring other people too. For the first time in years, he finally felt peace inside himself. Then he remembered the person he used to be. Lost, distracted, emotionally exhausted. That version of him still existed in his memory, but it no longer controlled his future. Because real confidence comes from overcoming yourself, not from impressing other people. And step by step, he walked toward a completely new life. The sad reality of modern life is this. Most people stay trapped forever, but you don't have to. Looking back now, he finally understood why his life once felt empty. He wasn't lazy. He was distracted, overwhelmed, and mentally exhausted. And the small habits he once ignored eventually changed everything. The moment he learned to protect his attention, his entire future started changing. Then something beautiful happened. His growth started inspiring other people too. Life still had difficult moments, but now he knew how to keep moving forward. Because storms never last forever, but the strength built during them does. Every lesson from his painful past became fuel for his future. The person standing there now was completely different from the one who almost gave up. And deep inside, he knew this was only the beginning. In the end, his life didn't change overnight. It changed through small choices made every single day. He stopped giving his attention to things that were slowly destroying his future. And instead of hating himself for the past, he decided to rebuild himself patiently. Because success isn't one giant moment. It's thousands of tiny actions repeated consistently. Some days still felt difficult, but now he trusted himself enough to continue. Eventually, the person he once dreamed about became real, not fearless, just stronger than his fear. The sad reality of modern life is this. Most people never take back control of their minds, but you still can. Start small, start now, and never stop moving forward.